All right, all right, all right. Welcome to my show tonight, guys. It's Matt here from Matt Likes Comics, and I'm here with tonight's special guest, also from the city of Ottawa, Mr. Lao Torrr. How are you, Lao?
Not too bad. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Lao and I had the fortune to hang out for a bit on the weekend at a comic show
Yeah.
in our hometown there, and he got to see most of the stuff I bought, and I got to see everything he bought. But
Yeah, I didn't buy much. No,
yeah,
no good bargains there. Not that.
yeah. Well, it wasn't. It was a show that was difficult to find things I needed.
Yeah, I agree.
But of course, we all did find one thing, right?
The Urkel is a must.
Herco. Every time I find Herco, I've got to get it. And so, Lau, let's talk a little bit before we go and say hi under the Nefarious Comics chat.
For
Why
sure.
don't we take a few minutes to introduce your Kickstarter?
Okay. Well, don't worry. This isn't all going to be a shill. We're going to be talking about other comics as well. But I do, in fact, have a Kickstarter coming up. And if I could share the screen, this is the first time doing it. You can see it. Let's see how this works. See if that works. That work?
It does.
Okay.
All right, let's make it big so that everybody can see it. All right. So, what's the name of the Kickstarter?
It's called Bite Itinerary, and it's a take on Flight Itinerary because it's about an air hostess. Now you might be wondering, why didn't you call it Bite Attendant? That would be better. Well, the reason why is because I googled Bite Attendant and it's been taken by some sort of foodie blog, and I didn't want to get sued. So
foodie. Well, I would think that I think that there wouldn't be a confusion there, but different kind of bite, right?
Yeah. I just didn't want to take a chance. I'll spare you the movie. Okay. It's just started up. It's 38 days to go.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a 36-page horror comic, written and illustrated for the most part by me.
Awesome.
You could read the blurb here of what the premise is. It's fairly simple. There's a character who's a dead soul. She's awaiting judgment in purgatory, and her keeper convinces her that she can redeem herself by going back into the living world and basically taking out some evil. And
very
so
cool.
she does this by taking the body of another person who happens to be Astrid Nielsen, who is a flight hostess, crisscrossing America in 1975 in the midst of a violent crime epidemic. Eva must carefully fit in with this new identity whilst executing her violent missions. So the comics, for those who appreciate horror comics, if you remember visiting your local Blockbuster Video and purposely selecting the cheesiest and sleaziest movie, then this might be on your wavelength. Okay, so if you like good girl art, vampires, and demons, you might be into it. So here's a sneak peek of a couple of the interiors. It's pretty kind of silly, but also pretty dark. Yeah. And so then, of course, there's all my. I should say, like, the 36 pages, they're just about finished. They're about 95% finished, but I'm going to keep on tweaking them until the day they go to print. That way, I could show my best efforts.
Now, is the interior going to be black and white or in color?
In color, yeah. So these are some sample panels here.
Okay, great.
Okay, so
that one with the guy sitting there with no skin on his face, that's quite gruesome and very cool.
Yeah. Right. It's silly fun in the kind of creep show kind of
Hmm.
silly horror.
I'm and I would think that most people out there are familiar with Creep Show at this point in their lives. We're all nerds. We've probably all seen it.
Oh yeah, but also stuff like the Suspiria or Lesbos Vampiros or Day of the Dead, like all it's just stuff that I watched when I was a teenager that I still like.
Very
Um,
cool. Now, how many covers are there?
uh, gosh, I think five. Now I wasn't meant to be five because what happened is I reached out to several. I had a list of artists I wanted to commission, but I wasn't too sure if they would be too busy or something like that. So I reached out to them several months ago, and they some of them were very slow at getting back to me, and when they finally got back to me, I'm like, oh, I've already spent a bunch of money, but I have to have this person on. So I kept buying covers, but I don't regret it. Here's the first cover that one that I did entirely. It's the cover A.
Very
Everybody buys
cool.
cover A. Well, normally you buy the cover A, right?
Hmm.
I know you're a cover A guy.
I am a cover A guy, and a lot of it just makes things simple. And then
Yeah,
I can buy the variants later when I see them all.
yeah. And then the next cover is also illustrated by me, but it's colored by the very professionally by Senju. I'm not going to say his last name because I have trouble with last names, but um,
Hmm.
he is the colorist for Coffin Comics. That they're the ones that do Lady Death. So what
Very
I
cool.
looked I looked at I had to look up Lady Death because I mean it just fits with my comics. So I found him. He has a terrific palette. It's just fantastic. She just pops on the page. And this is also a Peter Driven homage variant cover. So
Very
I was
cool.
I was heavily yeah this art was heavily influenced by this issue of Eyeful here. You probably can't see it, but I, anyways, like those Wink magazine and all those things
Yep.
from 40s and 50s. So what I
Titter.
did, what's that?
Titter, as Steppo put up the other day.
Yes, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And so she's sitting on some sort of platform there. I gave her luggage, and then she's holding her head back, sort of, and
Hmm.
instead I made it a little more pervy, I guess.
Yes.
Um, and then cover C. This is by Brian Moroglio, and
Very nice.
he's done so many exclusive covers. He did a really nice Vampirella um, cover a couple of years ago. I've been wanting to buy it, but I can't find it for under $100. So,
Hmm.
um, and he's worked for Xenoscope. He's done a whole bunch of stuff. He's
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen some of Xenoscope work. It's fantastic.
yeah, he's just uh, he makes them pop, literally and figuratively, I guess.
Hmm.
And then of course, you have to have your variant cover of the cover.
Hmm.
Um, there was a problem with a a Kickstarter a few months ago that got taken down. So you have to be very very
Careful.
careful with covering things. So
Hmm.
cover D, this is illustrated by Hannah Lamb, and she's an artist out of Hong Kong, and I just saw one of a cover that she did for some small indie book, and I was just really impressed. So I was like, okay, she's on the list. And then cover E is illustrated by Luca Strati, and Luca Strati's a heavy metal illustrator. So he's how heavy metal came back in 2025. He did a bunch of covers for them, and he's still working on that. He also did 5 covers for Red Sonja too. So
very cool.
Yeah, so he did this one for me, and when I commissioned him, he drew 3 kind of thumbnails for me, and he wanted me to pick one, and I'm like, I can't pick one. I like this other one, so I see this is what happens. So that's why I have a cover F here as well. But cool. This cover F only comes as an extra turbo,
an extra special one. Well, yeah. I can honestly tell you that I ordered all covers because they all look good.
Thank you. Yeah,
not a problem. So why don't we take a moment here now to say hi to everybody who's joined us in the Nefarious Comics chat.
Absolutely. Let's do that.
We've got Lewis here. Hi, Lewis. Good. Looking forward to hearing about Lao's new Kickstarter. Well, we've started to begin.
Yep.
K Munin insisting he's still first.
Yep.
Good to see you, Andreas. Why do the comments get deleted so often? Honestly, I think it's a timing thing. I really think it's if you're too early, they take them out. And yes, it has been a while since Lao's been here. We've got TM's here. Good to see you, TM.
Mm-hmm.
And Rich is here. Big Nasty. Good to see you. Catch Rich on with Nate afterwards.
Yeah.
John Harrison is here. Hi, John. Which reminds me, need to get my banner up. We always want to mention the names of the members. So.
Oh, yeah.
And here is in the chat. I'll be dropping it periodically, like right now. The link you can go to the Kickstarter if you're interested.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good.
And let's see. Griff is here. Uncle Griff.
Griff.
Mark's Issues with Archie's is here.
Mark.
He's here. We can get started. Good for
I'm wearing your shirt, Mark. Sabrina.
And Brian LCS is here. Hi, Brian. Great to have you by.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Dennis is here.
Mike.
Let's see here. Lots of conversation going on. Oh, there's John again. We've got Mike from Casino Comics. Good to see you, Mike. Your latest videos have been really cool. Keep up with the great comics. Broken Cousin
Comics.
Broke Cousin Comics. That's a new name. Thank you very welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Welcome. Comic Mike is here. Hi, Mike.
Hi, Mike, man.
And we have my fellow Ottawa Wookiees.
Ottawa Wookiees.
Ertan is here. Well, let's take a minute and give him a little bit of a thank you.
Spinal Tap. No.
Ahoy! Have you seen this man?
That's Handsome Pete. He dances for nickels. Pete, you got some customers. Not a quarter. He'll be dancing for hours.
One of my favorite clips of all time.
I prefer that one to the Spinal Tap one, to be honest. I like them both, though. Fair enough.
Well, I'm still working on trying to get more, so.
Yeah.
We've got someone. Lewis said he backed the Kickstarter yesterday.
Yes, thank you very much, Lewis. Yeah, I saw that.
You know, a lot of conversation going on. Mark Marshall's here. Good to see you, Mark.
Mark.
Thomas is here. Thomas O'Donnell.
Thomas.
Terry is still awake over in England. Good to see you, Terry. Great to see you. I hope you're not having problems sleeping. Watch me for an hour. Anybody will fall asleep.
Yeah. Hey. I'm here.
The longest cosplays is here. Good to see you.
This place.
Rad is here. Hi, Rad.
Rad.
And Nate is here. Remember, after this show, go check out Nate's on his channel.
Yep.
His hangout. We have to have the weekly Johnny Hates DC rant.
Yeah, I'm surprised that doesn't offend you, man.
Well, at times, it's all in good fun, and that's what that's what I've convinced myself. And that's everybody that's here for now.
Great,
So,
great.
Lau, is there any more that you want to show on the?
I could show just comics, like something like that. Like,
I mean, like, did you want to show any more of the Kickstarter before I remove it completely? Or?
Yeah, maybe just quickly a couple of.
All right, we'll go back to the Kickstarter.
Just okay, so there's like a couple of add-ons you could get, like you could appear in the comic. Like I have like these crowd scenes. I don't know. I thought I'd try it out. And there's like commission, and then yeah, and then just about the creator. That's me, and all the other information. So yeah, if you're interested, check it out. That's all.
Very, very cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to make you big, and we'll let you show some books.
Yeah, it shows some books that I kind of like. I think this first one that maybe somebody like K Union might like. This is Jungle Fantasy issue 3. I've censored it with some tape here. Very cool.
Very cool book, though.
Yeah, this is the Al Rio variant cover, and Al Rio is he's no longer with us. I think he passed in 2017, but his style is very reminiscent of like J.S. Campbell, and he even did some work like on Gen 13 a long time ago. But I just really like his style, and I mean this cover it's got everything, at least for my preferences. I love just paleo art in general, like with the dinosaurs. Mm-hmm. I always like, when I was a little kid, my dad would like read me books about dinosaurs. I just love the art. So, I mean, so that with this, perfect. But the problem is the comic is not good. It's 8 pages, which is basically an NSFW scene. So no like adventure or anything. And then there's prose for the rest of it. So like about 10 pages of prose about this character Fauna here. But it's a hell of a cover.
Is it like a Penthouse letter, or is it actual story?
Kind of actual story, I guess.
But I always could tell because it always started off. I always thought these things were made up, but then it happened to me.
I know what you mean. Yeah. But the next one is, in my Kickstarter, I was showing that heavy metal
right.
artist. This is one of his covers for Mars Attacks Red Sonja. Unfortunately, it's the black and white variant because the color version's way better. But yeah,
still pretty darn good.
Yeah, so being able to commission this guy, I feel very, very happy about. Like there's Red Sonja's slashing up the Mars Attacks alien.
It must be easier actually with swords. You have to get closer, but you just have to break their little glass helmets, right? Yep. So
yeah. This was later followed up by Red Sonja Attacks Mars. So but this nice. the first they made 5 copies of this and then 5 copies of Red Sonja Attacks Mars. And I mean, you think his covers were alongside like Lucio Perillo, who's probably my favorite artist right now. It's like, yes, these are very cheap. Yeah, most of my comics are dollar bin finds. I'm not like the Doc or Steppo, and I can't really flex my value comics. Here's one that sort of relates to the whole flight attendant thing. This is Witching Hour.
Oh, nice. Great cover.
It's a really funny. Yeah, the keeper. Well, there's a male keeper and female keeper in the Witching Hour, and it opens up during this women's lib march in the 70s. And for some reason, it has nothing to do with the story, but there's a women's lib march. And then the crypt keeper, whoever this is, he starts telling the story of these flight attendants who keep catching the Black Plague, and the whole thing's like trying to track down who is causing this.
Right.
It's really silly, but again, I can't resist. Next one is a Verotic comic. Another one I put the tape on. This is the Jaguar God. Right here. Right there.
Very cool.
It's very cool. Again, kind of not the substantial story, but really nice cover. Here's one. I really like this. It's probably my favorite kitchen sink book is Xenozoic Tales. This would later become Cadillacs and Dinosaurs, which would become the cartoon and the video game.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Schultz is like, he's really channeling Wally Wood style art, definitely in quality.
Wally Wood is a good one to channel for art, though.
Yes, absolutely. And again, it's like that paleo art and the good girl art. It's right up my alley.
Are you putting together a set? You like paleo? Are you putting together a set of the Land Before the war that the war before time there, the DC Comics war, were like a modern art. Army versus dinosaurs.
Star Spangled War.
Yeah, Star Spangled Story War Stories. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a funny thing. I've been looking for the Mademoiselle Marie books, and there was like 4, I think 81 to like, so I don't know, 87 or something like that. And then right after Mademoiselle Marie, then all these dinosaurs starting to appear on the covers, and those are the ones I'm kind of interested in. I'm not too much of a war comic guy, although I'll show a war comic that I like is the Nam. I really loved this series here.
What issue number is that? It's a single digit, eh?
This is 8, yeah.
That's one of I have most of the single digit ones, but I don't have that one.
Yeah, the Tunnel Rat issue is great.
Yeah,
where they send this kid.
It's a very popular story, actually. It was I remember as a kid that being hard to find then too, because everybody wanted that because it was a really cool story.
Yeah, and the thing about Nam and Sergeant Rock were the 2 titles that my dad would buy for me, because that's what he collected, Sergeant Rock, when he was young, and we kind of bonded over these war comics. Really the only ones.
Very
but
cool.
I really loved this issue of the Tunnel Rat. Like, I guess like all these platoons, they would like, the smallest guy would sort of have to volunteer to crawl down into these holes, and it's pitch black down there. There's like scorpions and snakes and all kinds of booby traps. It's terrifying. But again, what I like about the Nam is that it doesn't glorify anything. It just tells the story.
I know. That was one of the reasons I think that it's one of the best series for war out there. DC had it good for great stories, but Marvel nailed it with the Nam.
Yeah, and they consulted veterans and everything. They didn't try to make it, anything like that. And let's see here. What other things? Oh, I'll show this one. So this is the Zatanna variant comic. This is by Brian Moroglio. He drew my cover C and cover C1. So yeah, these sort of cosplay covers are popular. They actually sell pretty well at comic conventions and stuff.
Yes.
There's to be honest, like usually the stories inside are about 8 pages and the rest are like pinups, but I saw this, I wanted to get a Brian Moroglio, so that's not one of my own comics. So let's see. I'll show you really a superhero one.
Sure.
Okay, so there's one supervillain that I could kind of relate to that I really liked. His name is Turner D. Century.
Turner D. Century.
Turner
Okay, that
D.
is too
Century.
cool.
So he's like an old school villain that he's really bitter about the modern age. It's kind of like living in the 1900s, and yeah, I mean, in this issue, like he's going up Chinatown in New York and just tearing things up before he meets his match with Spider Woman. But Spider Woman, this is another kind of, you find a lot of dollar bin Spider Womans, and it's a good series. Well drawn, pretty good stories, and it's like kind of fun.
That's awesome. That though, the name of that character sounds like it's something you would find in the Tick more than the Spider Woman.
Yeah, Turner D. Century. Actually, you remember Wizard magazine? Like
Yes.
every month they had this little blurb called the Mort of the Month, which is like the lamest character that they could think of, and Turner D. Century made one of the Mort of the Month.
Very cool.
Sure, yeah.
You'd have to wonder if there's one for Arm Fall Off Boy.
Probably Ambush Bug too.
Huh. Ambush Bug wasn't that lame.
Listen,
he got a total of 24 of his own books over the courses of his miniseries, and appearances. He was pretty good.
I just never understood with Ambush Bug. Is he like comic relief or like what?
He's comic relief, and when he's in his own books, he's like, he knows he's in a comic book. He's breaking the fourth wall. Like he was doing it before Deadpool was doing
it. I guess, Matt. I'll show you.
I like surreal humor. If you like Monty Python, that's what Ambush Bug is a lot like.
I think, and it shows the difference between Marvel and DC. I think personally. Although Turner D. Century, I think, would make a good DC villain as well. So I'll show you another. I really love this cover. This is like this floating heads cover of Amazing Spider-Man. And we were talking, I think, on. Yes, I agree. Actually, we're talking about this at the convention. How Spider-Man is like too much of a soap opera for you, or something.
Yeah.
Now, I like the soap opera because I like romance comics and I like kind of slice of life comics. And if you could put that in a superhero comic, I mean, you get the best of both worlds, So, and a lot of people are like, well, why is Spider-Man so melodramatic and all this stuff? I kind of like that,
I have to admit, the older I get, the more I see now why Spider-Man is so popular.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
like as a kid, I was sort of, again, because he was the other company. So I think I have that bias still in my head. But I found his strip in the comic, like when they had the comic strip in the newspapers.
Yeah.
I found his strip a little harder to follow than Superman when I was a kid, of course. So
Oh, yeah. I've looked at the original art for those. Like, they go for around $500. It's tempting.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like I think it's Ross. Yeah, something like that.
A lot of it's Ramita. I'm surprised it's not higher.
Some of it, yeah. But yeah, I like covers like this. That's Spidey's stressed out.
Floating head covers are always cool.
Yeah. I'll show you. I've probably showed this a million times before, but. Oh yeah, yeah. I think that was my original issue too. Agreed.
I'll show you right there, Jeff, for about the villains.
Yeah. I probably showed this on the show before, but I just love it. This is my copy of Zoot Comics 14 here with Rula.
Rula.
Yeah. It's Jack Kamen, I think, his art. And, you got the bondage cover. And the thing about Rula, you compare it to Sheena. Rula is like more of a bad girl, like she gets into more spicy situations.
Well, I think Sheena was first, right? and everybody's a copy?
I think. I mean, you'd probably have to consult like
Yeah.
or somebody.
I mean, like, yeah, no, I'm sure anybody who knows who the first Jungle Girl is, please put it in the chat. But I'm thinking it's Sheena, because I know that Rula was definitely later.
Yeah, well,
Sheena was in the pulps, right? So
yes, she was. Yeah, but I mean, in this issue alone, you know, there's like ants eating this guy's skin. She gets tied up, and she gets like the rats to chew her to freedom. And you know, there's people getting shot. There's like a scene where Rula and this African princess or something, they're having
thank you, Rad.
Just great stuff. Yes, just great stuff. You know, and I'll show the Sheena. This is the last issue of the Sheena run from Fiction House. I love this. God, it's gonna be like Alan. I can't remember the name of the artist. W is in the name.
And Rad is saying that Rula was 1947. So
okay, yeah, that makes sense. I think this suit is like something like 48 or something. Yeah, I love how, you know, she's banging the drum, and you know, you got the Panthers, you got the Memento Mori here, the skull there. It's great stuff. I mean, I'm kind of a Jungle Girl fan.
Yes, K-Mun, and Sheena was very early, but she was in the pulps first, so that kind of helps.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a controversial moment here. Irish Michaela versus Tanya Roberts.
I know Irish Michaela was a great Sheena. Yeah. Wonderful.
Maybe it's just me because she was also a Bond girl, but I like Tanya Roberts.
I kind of like them all, Matt.
Yeah. Why choose?
Yeah. Here's Lorna, the Jungle Girl. This
Very
one
cool.
is an early code. Look how big the stamp is.
Yeah.
And there's a
Those
Sid
early
cover.
Those early code books, they stick out so much because it's almost like they're like, look, we've been approved. See, buy our book.
Oh yeah, like this, it's cutting into the trade dress here.
I know, and it cuts into a lot of the trade dresses.
Yeah.
It was when the code came out that DC started cutting their trade dresses, like Detective Comics and Action, more to the side, so they had room for the stamp without it cutting off the, you know.
Did the this thing here? You see this thing? I have any idea what that is? Because I see them.
What does it say? The reason is is it a map of North America?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay, that's a distributor one. Yeah, that map of North America, believe it or not, is on Adventure Comics 247 as well. It is a market of independent distributors there, DC's company.
Okay, because I see it on a lot of these old Atlas books as well.
Yeah, because it was distributed by that. It was distributed by that company.
Yeah, it's something a little different. This is my signed copy of Classic X-Men #4. Art Adams signed it.
Nice.
It's funny. So the story is, I went to Fan Expo in Toronto last summer. And I got in this big long lineup, and I thought it was for Art Adams, but then it turned out to be Jeff Loeb's lineup. I look over, and then there's like nobody at Art Adams' table, so I go over. I put down this book and I said, Mr. Adams, you know, when I was in grade 7, I got this book. And it changed the way I looked at women. And he just like looks up at me, like this blank stare, and just signs. It doesn't say anything. I think I weirded him out, but it is true. Like I couldn't believe this. This is a fantastic cover.
It really is nice. Probably one of the best Storm covers out there.
Yeah, and Storm's always been my favorite X-Men. So.
Mm-hmm.
And I collected Classic X-Men, mainly for the reprints, but the mini stories inside were pretty good too.
What I like, you talk about lineup confusion. Last year at Montreal Comic Con, when I went to get my Will Shatner autograph,
Yeah.
I'm looking around. He was there at the same time that Ian McDiarmid, there, the Emperor, was also
Oh,
signing
yeah.
autographs, and they were the two big ones. So there was line after line after line. It was very confusing. But I had a VIP pass. And so
Yeah.
when I went up and I said, listen, these lines are all confusing. Which one is the Shatner VIP pass? Oh, that one right there. There was only two people ahead of me.
Really?
So
How is that
I thought I
possible?
was well, it's because VIPs get to go, like, it's every time there's someone in the VIP line, they get to go next, and then they go to the regular line.
Yeah.
So the regular line only moves when there's no one in the VIP. So like I whipped up there, I was there less than 5 minutes waiting. So it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I'd love to meet him. It's probably not too many more chances to.
Yeah, I know, which is why I decided to get the autograph last year.
Yeah.
I had seen him in Ottawa the first year Comic Con opened,
Yeah.
but I didn't spend the money then because $75 was a lot for an autograph back then.
Yeah.
This time,
I think
140 is probably about the same inflation wise, but I could handle a 140 better last year than I could have 75 then.
Yeah,
So
I think that was that the year that Peter Mayhew was there. Like I got his autograph.
Mayhew was there a couple of times. He may have been there the first year too.
Yeah, he gave a really scratchy autograph.
Because the last year he was there was the year before he died, and he was in a wheelchair.
Yeah, that's when I got it.
Okay.
Yeah. So in honor of Canada Day, which is tomorrow, this is Marvel Fanfare number 28. It's signed by Ken Stacey, the artist of. He's also Canadian of this issue.
Very cool.
Yeah, he also, I think he painted some of the Mars Attacks cards. He did a lot for Pacific Comics. He worked with Dave Stevens, so I had to ask him about that. Yeah, so good. Marvel Fanfare. It's cheap and it's really good. I find it's really good. The Baxter paper is nice too, and like the colors and everything. It's really good. They're very art oriented as well. This is the ultimate dollar binner for.
I'm taking you're talking about Shatner, John. Free at 1982 at a Creation Con in Philadelphia.
That would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
What is he now? Like $200 or something?
Well, he was 140 at Montreal last year, Canadian. So that would be, at the time, it would have been about 110 American.
Yeah. This is probably one of my favorite dollar bin finds. Is Lady Rawhide here?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, I remember in the 90s, like seeing this on the shelf and kind of being too shy to buy it. You know, I didn't want to be judged by the the nerds at the store, and now I don't care. But I have I have all 4 issues now, and I'm gonna get the Renee Whitstater is going to be at this year's Fan Expo, so I'm gonna get her to sign it.
Oh, very cool.
So
how many days are you going to Fan Expo for?
I'm going just the Friday, so I'm not going to meet Frank Miller, but the other one's Tom King. If you want, I could get you an autograph for him.
Oh no, I don't want. One thing I don't ever want to do is to waste people's time at conventions. I don't know how long they're going to have to wait, so I don't want to have to, to make people go on my behalf. But I appreciate the offer.
Okay, yeah. Well, I guess he is a kind of like a superstar writer, so
yeah.
So there would be a line.
That potentially could be a long line. So
yeah, I'll show you. Oh, this is kind of different. It's not a comic book, but I'm into pinup art.
Yeah.
This is from the 1920s, a big magazine I got called Paris Plaisir.
Very cool.
Yeah, so this was sold exclusively in France, so around like the Moulin Rouge, that whole district, and it's kind of there's kind of some naughty pictures in it, but just I love this kind of thing. You shouldn't, Camion, and they're worth it. Um, I mean, it's not Shakespeare, but it's fun to read.
And really, that's all everything needs to be with comic books. Comic books do not have to be the world's greatest things. They really don't. It's just fun to read and fun to look at. And that's why we love them so much. If they were, if they were great literature, well, they probably wouldn't be comic books.
Yeah, and they'd be. I mean, there is some like Mouse is the most obvious example, but yeah, that's 1929. This one, yeah, yeah. I collect a lot of this stuff. I have postcards from this era and things like that. I love the Art Deco stylings and the fashion, and all these things. I also like the 40s stuff too. This is a Wink magazine.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I like Betty Page and things like that. Like good stuff.
That's right. Jason, you're here.
Let's see. I don't have much left. I'll show you this. I just got this one last week. It's a Millie from 1958. This is
very cool. She's just sitting there. And what's the one guy doing? Is he dragging a box as a present?
Yeah. So you see, like, the wife is pissed off, and he's saying, "Of course, I have my mind on dancing, dear. You're as light as your feet as ever."
And he's holding the post.
Yeah, and of course the way there's so many Millie covers that are like this, where like the wife is pissed off that the husband's looking at Millie. But yeah, I mean, there's nobody who really draws like Dan DeCarlo. I mean, I know
really he's one of the best. He really is. Yeah. Dan DeCarlo is my favorite Archie artist, with a close second to Dan Parent, because he draws so much like Dan DeCarlo in terms of the style. Yeah. I just find it's the definitive Archie, and it's like Kurt Swanee's the definitive Superman. So
yeah, well, I would say Garcia Lopez is a pretty good Superman.
Yeah, he is the guy who does. He is to this day the style guy they use at DC is still Garcia Lopez's.
Yeah, you know that guy's still kicking around.
Yes, I know. He does the odd cover once in a while. He did a cover not too long ago for one of the Aquaman books.
Yeah, and his first gig he did when he was a teenager too.
Yeah, well, that's one of the reasons he's still kicking around now, I'm sure, because he was so young when he started.
Oh, yeah,
he was in his very early 20s when he started with DC in the 70s.
Yeah, it was great art. But let's see, do I have anything left? Okay, I can show you one thing. It's a comics section.
Well, Mark, Harry Lucy is good, very good. I would call him 1A. I would say 1B because of Dan Parent, but
yeah. Here's a Harry Lucy. That's like, look at that. Like,
yes, I know, and that's one of the. And honestly, I prefer Harry Lucy's Betty and Veronica faces, but I like Dan DeCarlo's overall look of the comic.
Yeah, I think Harry Lucy wins for cute. It's just like. But what I like about Dan DeCarlo is even the male characters. He has two kinds of male characters. He'll draw like a handsome male character, and the rest of them are goofy.
Yeah,
but they're all. It's not like they all have the same face, kind of like Betty and Brian. Yeah. Like all the male characters are very different, and it's very creative. He's so good. I guess the last thing I'll show is like this is like an old magazine that came with the Toronto Star, 1960.
Star Weekly.
Yeah, this is Marlene Dietrich. She went on tour in Toronto at this time, and
wow, she still looked fabulous at the time.
Oh yeah, so she was something else. But what I'll show you is how great their comic section was. Like, you have like Blondie here, Terry and the Pirates.
Yeah, the Toronto Star always had the best comic section of Canadian newspapers.
Yeah, Steve Canyon. They got Henry, like all these sort of golden age type characters.
We bought
Bring up September.
the reason I knew so many comic strips when I was a kid was when I lived in Barrie. We bought the Toronto Star for the TV guide
Yeah.
every weekend, so I got to see a lot of this stuff, and that's where I see it. And my grandmother, my great grandmother, bought the Star every day, so she would save the comic sections for me when I came over. So I would get them quite often.
Well, the Sunday funnies were, like even like small local papers, they carried like these great inserts
Mm-hmm.
of Sunday funnies.
Yeah, unfortunately, the local papers aren't around like they used to be anymore, which
No.
kind of sad in a way, because that is one thing that we are losing in the internet age. We're losing local news broadcasts because, like, for example, CTV's basically cut everything and everything's out of Toronto now.
Yeah.
Same with CBC. CBC still has some local stuff, but not a lot. And I don't know what it's like in the United States, but all your 6:30s are all national news. I don't know if you get a lot of local 6 o'clock news.
Yeah. And yeah, I mean, and like even the only time I ever watch TV is when I'm visiting my mom,
Yeah, I don't have cable at my house either. I watch YouTube all day. That's where I get everything.
Yeah, even like the sports, you could just watch something.
Yeah, I get we only order the NFL.
Yeah.
I listen to hockey. I listen to hockey on the radio because the Senators aren't on every game, and they're not. And especially now that Rogers no longer is going with CBC for hockey. There goes free hockey. You got to pay. And did you notice that the people complaining, the package went up $80 as a result? All those Leaf games that were on CBC are now going to be on Rogers, right? So they're making people pay for it.
Yeah. It's a different world.
Yeah.
Now and then, it's good to find people like you and other. The good thing about, ironically, the internet is you can meet all these other people who like paper.
Exactly. I talked to nobody outside of comic shows about comic books until I discovered YouTube, comic YouTube. So it was great. It was great. A great find.
Yeah.
So before we go, is there anything else about the Kickstarter you'd like to talk about?
I think we went over it. If you like it, check it out.
I just posted the link again, so I hope everybody out there gives it a chance. Lao, it looks amazing.
Thank you.
I'm excited for what's the potential delivery date for those? It's already funded, so we know that it's going to go through. So
yeah, I said November, but the last time I also kind of gave a faraway date, and it's up to the printer, the speed of the printer, and the fulfillers. Thank you, second. But yeah, like the comic's pretty much done. Of course, I'm gonna tweak a lot of the art and then tweak some of the narration and things. I always, you do it until like the moment that you're ready to print. Otherwise, you're not giving your best, right?
That is awesome. I want to take time before we go to say to everybody who's out there who watches this on the rerun, check out Lao. The link is in the you won't see it in the chat, but the link is in the description of this video as well, so you'll be able to check it out from there.
All right.
Thank you all for coming tonight. Just a warning, we are getting closer to that elusive 1,000 number where we're going to have a big party, and I'm telling you right now, I'm already working on the packages. Lao here, of course, is going to is offering up a piece of original art for one of the prizes.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about that when that comes closer. So, thank you all for coming. If you're not doing anything after the show, go check out over on his channel. And thank you all for coming. You're all great. And once again, Hurtan, thank you for the super chat. My name is Matt. I like comics, and I hope you do too. Night, everybody.